My next guest is coming off a huge win, knocking out Zhang at UFC Shanghai back on August 23rd. Happy to be joined by Johnny Walker here on the program yet again. Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I didn't get a knockout win a couple weeks ago, though. That was really impressive, Johnny. You've had a lot of really good wins in your career. How satisfying was that people were counting you out and you got this big victory in China?
Yeah, it was very satisfying for me just to prove everybody was wrong. The odds was wrong. Everything was wrong. Because I said it in some interviews before, people and the odds just know the data that they have. They don't know what you're going through your personal life. Why did you lost one fight? How was your camp in training? Your personal life matter more than the odds. So I moved to Vegas. I moved gyms, moved coach. You know what I mean? Like 1 year training, deal with some injuries, but I was just evolving every day. Like the odds don't know about that. The odds know that I lost last time and got knocked out the other time. But there we go. Here we are.
Did the fight play out how you thought it would? I don't think most people thought the fight was going to go to the judges' scorecards, but did you expect to finish him that quickly in the second round?
Yeah, I expect to finish him on the first round, the second, but as you see, I was a little bit off timing, and I wanted the takedown straight away, but I was too excited. He just shifted a little bit his position, and I just went through. Like, do you know what I mean? I was too excited, I went too strong, and that was a little mistake. But anyway, I could protect myself, stand up, and keep the fight. But the second round, when I like, okay, I'm here. I started like connecting things and see the fight and put my game, like see what's working, what's not working. After I get the momentum, now I have the momentum. The first round I was just have no idea what I was doing. More than a year, no fight, and
Yeah.
and then on the second round, okay, I'm here. I'm back in action. So I just develop what I do best, and what is unpredictability, and you know I you sometimes the fight doesn't go the way that you plan, and you have to improvise, and is what I do best. I improvise very good.
Yeah. And you did a good job too, where he was hurt and you went in for the finish, but you didn't overdo it, right? Some fighters, they'll go in and maybe they'll we've seen fighters get DQ'd because they hurt a fighter and then maybe they hit them illegally or whatever. How important was it to be patient in that moment?
Yeah, that is coming with experience, and I'm a veteran now, and I know what to do. I take my time, I put my hand on him and see where I could land, the better shots. And I know the fight was over there. I just have to manage it well to don't get disqualified or some illegal thing landed. It's just a come with experience, and I was very sure that I was doing everything right, and you see the results of the fight.
Was there anything about him that surprised you in the fight?
He's very technical, but not much. I know what's coming. I trained with him a few times, and everything that I was expecting was happened, because I know everything that's coming, and he didn't surprise me for nothing. And I just took my time.
How was the overall experience flying down to Shanghai and experiencing the the Chinese culture? That must have been pretty cool.
It's very good. I didn't really focus on sightseeing, seeing the city, and like trying all of the food before, because I went there 2 weeks before the fight, and these 2 weeks were just training, cutting weight, and uh, focus on the fight, to adapt my body and sleep and everything. But I stay 1 week after the fight, and then I sightseeing and went to visit a lot of places. I eat so much. China is amazing, very safe, very clean, people educated everywhere. I have nothing to complain about China, but taxes, but
yes, that's a different story.
Everything was beautiful. Yeah.
I saw after the fight you did that interview with Anthony Smith. Do you think he knows now that when you guys fought, you weren't trying to attack his family?
I did not attack nobody's family. It's just something that happened, he just connects some bad experience that he have to the fight time, but that's all good. He also said you can train together if you need any help, like that would be very cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool that you guys kind of got to talk about the fight and kind of, like you said, come together, and there's a possibility of you guys training together. So that must have been cool for you, getting to talk to a former opponent and kind of reliving that fight.
Yeah, of course. It was, it's just business in the end of the day. Everybody have your family, everybody your have goals and dreams. And of course, when the fight finish, everything's come back to the normal. You go to the next step. Like me, Young as well. I just invited him as well. If you wanna come to Vegas, he can stay in my house. He can save money, do a computer, and he will help each other as well. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, on the end of the day, it's all business, and we all human beings, and we're all brothers and sisters.
When would you like to fight next? One of the great things about living in Vegas is they do a lot of events there. So there's probably a lot more opportunity for someone like you if you wanted to get on a card pretty soon. But ideally, when would you like to have your next fight?
I want to fight one more time this year. I'm
Mhm.
just healing from the last fight. I just fought 2 weeks ago, so I'm just healing. Have little bruises too. Even I didn't get much hurt, but even when I kick him and stuff, like my foot is just a bit sore. I broke nothing, nothing hurt, but I need to recover from the comping train as well. I just have to maintain and do some strength conditioning and stuff like that. Need keep myself moving to speed the recovery. But yeah, I want to come back as soon as I can. Even heavyweight, if have any opportunity, I don't need to cut weight. I can, if somebody get hurt or some fights need a replacement, I can go, no, because I'm ready. I was ready.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I have some. I want to fight somebody on top five, top 10, or top five on light heavyweight.
Mhm.
I don't have names yet. I have to go to my coach and talk to him and see with all my team, see who's next. But yeah, I have a few names, but most of the guys have fight booked, so I need to wait them fight and see what's happening next.
Yeah, have to see what happens. A name that just came to mind because you guys already fought. I don't know if you would like to fight him again, but Jamal Hill does not have an opponent right now. I know he's coming off a couple losses, but is that a fight you'd like back to fight Jamal again?
Yeah, that would be one of the good fights. Jamal Hill, maybe Jan Blachowicz,
Mhm.
maybe the who lost between Khalil Hunter and Jiri Prohaska as well. So interesting. So I have a few names, and I'm just gonna have to see what's the opportunity come and who make more sense.
Yeah, you just mentioned Yuri. That fight has to happen at some point with your styles. I think that would be such a fun fight if you and Yuri were ever to fight each other.
Yeah, of course, that would be very fun. I don't. I like to fight different guys. Like most, I haven't fought Jan Blachowicz yet, and I haven't fought Jiri Prohaska yet.
Mhm.
I have fought Jamal, but of course, long time ago, I evolved a lot and changed my game and everything. So that would be a good fight as well for me.
Yeah.
But I think these three names, you know, that will be the resume for me.
Mhm.
Who I think I'll maybe face next, but I have to see what the matchmaker does, and the opportunity as well. If nobody get hurt, if somebody,
Yeah,
you know,
just so we clarify. So who are the three names you would like?
Jiri Prohaska,
Mhm.
Jan Blachowicz, and Jamal Hill.
Okay, that makes sense. I think Jan Blachowicz is fighting Bogdan next. I think that's the rumor.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll see if that happens. If it doesn't, or maybe there's an injury, that could be a fight that could happen because you've never fought Jan, so that would be a fun fight.
yeah, it would be good too. Yeah. So these three names for me is very solid, good names and high ranked guys.
Yeah.
They have names and they're very interesting. Like, would be an awesome fight.
Yeah. Speaking of awesome fights, I know we talked a little bit about this in our last interview, but we've got the big title fight coming up next month with Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. What are you expecting from that rematch? Because some people felt like Pereira was maybe injured or dealing with something going into the first fight. Do you think a healthy Pereira could make a different result here? Or do you think Ankalaev will beat him again? You fought Ankalaev twice, so you would know better than me.
Yeah. Uncle is very good fight, very high level, but so do Alex Pereira as well. And I don't know, like the fight that they have doesn't really show who is really the best yet because you decide the fight by points.
Mhm.
Like when you finish the fight, there is no doubt. When
Yeah.
you let the fight on the referee hands, okay, who's the best? We don't know because somebody decide for you. You have to decide the fight if you want to be the best. If you have no doubt who is the best. So we don't know yet. So Alex have big chance to win and they get the belt back, and Ankalaev have chance to win too. But hopefully this fight somebody finish each other and then have no doubt, now yeah, this guy finished, so he's definitely the champion. So
Yeah.
let's see who's gonna be the real champion.
Yeah, I think most people are picking Ankalaev here. Do you think that's the right pick here, or do you think Pereira can get it done? If you were having to pick that fight, who would you pick?
Bro, a lot of people was speaking Mingyang. You look what happened. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
good
who
point.
you pick. What's matter is what the guy's doing in his personal life, his company training, his focus, his mental health. If he's doing everything right to win the fight, the odds and people opinion doesn't matter. You never know what's the personal life, what he's going through, and if he's really doing good and doing his best. I don't know. Nobody know the personal life of the fighters, and how can you predict the results? Because what you do every day, your routine, is going to influence on the results. And we don't know what they're doing every day.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then do you think, not looking too far ahead here, if Pereira loses again, do you think he would go to heavyweight? There's some talk about him maybe moving up. I know you've talked about moving up to heavyweight before too. Do you think Pereira would do well in the heavyweight division? Because he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, I think if he win or lose, I think the idea of him is going heavyweight anyway. I think it's what he wants, because he always making some posts with his weight and saying he's 240 something. He's heavyweight, blah blah blah. So I think he's probably, win or lose, he's gonna go heavyweight. He's 37 years old as well. He's getting,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
metabolism getting slow, getting harder to cut weight, and yeah, that's the future for most of the light heavyweights, high level.
Any part of you want to go to heavyweight just because if you look at the rankings, like you could get a win or two and you could be really high up in the rankings because it's a bit weaker, I think, the division than what we've seen in the past. Is there any thought of you moving up, or you were reluctant because your brother's fighting there? I know you probably wouldn't want to fight him.
Yeah, of course. I just said that if you have any replacement, somebody need a heavyweight to fight here in Vegas, I'm already there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, of course. If I can do a double shot of in two divisions, for to go make my career in two divisions would be good. Like I'm a natural heavy as well, and that would be awesome. Don't need to cut weight to fight. I don't even know. I don't remember the last time I fought heavyweight. I think 2 3 times, but it was probably almost 10 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, it was before the UFC.
Eight.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, long time. So
yeah,
I don't even remember how good it is, to don't have to cut weight.
What do you think of that title fight coming up with Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane? That's a pretty interesting fight. Tom hasn't fought in a long time because he was waiting to fight John Jones.
Yeah, this is the big concern when you stay so long without fighting. Sometimes you lost time, like I did, like I feel my skin, But if you're really good high level, you recover very quickly. The second round, you can just, okay, let's go, like I did, But yeah, definitely long time no fighting. You lost a little bit of time and the crown and the fight weeks and everything, So, but it's gonna be a very interesting fight to watch, and I believe Tom still have advantage, and I believe he's gonna win.
How does sort of your day-to-day routine look like when you don't have a fight booked? I know you're in the gym and you're training, but I'm sure there's other things you can do that you normally couldn't because you're preparing for a fight. So like, what are some things you, like, for example, this week, what are you going to be doing this week now that you don't have a fight booked?
I don't know, bro. I don't care about my normal life. I just want to come back to the gym and train. I get anxious and I want to do some train. I don't like to be without fighting, without goals, Right now, I just want to come back and train. But if I retire and I don't have to fight anymore and I focus on other things in life, just date with my wife, date with my family, bring them to dinner, go outside, do like top golf or play video game or go to cinema, do some like normal activities outside, go to the nature, go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Things like this, like enjoy life in general. Go for a nice meal, make a barbecue. Barbecue is lovely. I'm probably gonna do one this weekend.
How is your top golf game? Are you any good at golf? Do you hit as hard in the cage as you do at golf?
Yes, I do, but sometimes I miss, like I did on my takedown.
Yeah, golf's one of those games where you got to be careful. If you hit it too hard, it's not going to go straight.
Miss a lot. But when I hit, the ball disappears.
Yeah, no, I bet. And then you have to keep track of it. Do you actually, other than Top Golf, do you actually play any of the courses, or you just do Top Golf?
I do courses as well. I usually play a lot of golf with one of the doctor that's my friend, Dan Healing. He's from Ireland. He's a neurologist, and we always play golf together a few times, and it was very enjoyable.
That's good. Well, there you go. See, I learned something every interview, Johnny. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for doing this. We're looking forward to the next fight. Maybe it's short notice. We'll see what happens. But if there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Of course. I wanna give a big shout out for Monster Energy, Aviator, Only Fun, and Bet Panda. Let's go.